welcome to our TangoStride Movement Session that we're doing Fridays at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Seattle time. My name is Gabriela Condrea. I'm the creator of the TangoStride technique, and I'm really excited to be here with you again this Friday. This session is designed to be done seated, but if you feel comfortable and you have somebody there to help you to make sure you're safe or you feel solid on your feet, you're welcome to do a lot of these things will work standing up as well. I will do them seated. I'll encourage you to stay seated because of course I'm not there to see you and to see how you're doing. Also, please let me know how it goes for you. Comment, let me know in the comments if there's something that you have a question about or a certain part of your body that we're not working that you'd like us to add in for the next time, another modification that you need, something you're struggling with. So let me know. I welcome and appreciate your feedback because that helps me improve it and make it more useful for you each time. So without further ado, let's jump in with just our classic, how we always start these sessions with our balloon guys. So this is like the balloon guys that you'll see at used car dealerships. Jiffy Lube has them. They're kind of waving around in the wind. And then a gust of air comes through and fills them up. And they stretch big and tall and let it go. Let's stretch and let it go. I like to use the music as kind of my wind. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so you can hear it better. And again, whatever your stretch is, if this is a big stretch for you, that's totally fine. If you've got one arm that's moving very little, just try to move it as much as you can and you can stretch the other arm out. Breathe in and let it go. All right, I hope everybody's doing well today. Let's do a little bit more of the balloon guy, but this time when we breathe in and stretch nice and tall or nice and wide, let's do a little twist when we breathe out. We're running out of room here. All right, back to the balloon guy. Sometimes they're kind of flopping around. Let's do one more and we're going to stretch out and then do the twist. Breathe in and let's twist. Just try to feel how you're twisting around your spine and look to either side. And again, this is for each of you to move as comfortable in your body. I really encourage you to feel, feel around, feel what feels good to you, and you can move faster, you can move slower, you can do your movements bigger, you can do them smaller than I'm showing them. So please make it, customize it to yourself. All right, this time let's stretch up. Now, some of my TangoStride students use one hand to lift the other. You can do that too. And maybe you can reach your arms over your head. Maybe just reaching them up here is a good start for you. So we want to start from wherever you're at. Let's do one more. Fill up nice and big and tall as you can. All right, let's check out that balloon guy. So speaking of tall, I like to talk about having a crown on your head. So imagine you've got a crown on your head. You want to stretch your crown up nice and tall. And to be able to do that can be really helpful to sit tall in your chair. So as I was thinking about doing this, I was like, I often have to kind of adjust my sit bones to get a good position to really be to be centered on those sit bones and not kind of leaning back. And if you can see me like this, not kind of leaning back, but centered on those sit bones. So let's scoot in our chair a little bit. And as I was thinking, and kind of find that spot on your sit bones, but as I was thinking of doing this, I was like, oh, we could do a little scoot forward and back in our chair. So let's try to scoot forward in your chair. Careful, of course, of the edge. Don't want to scoot off your chair. And then can you scoot back in your chair? And you could hold on to the chair to help you, or your armrest if you've got armrests. You could do it with your hands up or just hands in your lap. Now here's a challenge for anybody that's willing to do it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do it. I just thought of it, so I'm going to try this. You could lift your feet up just slightly. Or if you're having trouble lifting your feet up, you could just think about not pushing from the floor. So really making that happen in your sit bones. But if you want an extra ab workout, you could try to lift your knees up and scoot forward and back in your chair. Anyway, booty scoot. Okay, so find that spot where you're sitting nice and tall in your chair. You can scoot or shake your booty a little bit to find it. Stretching nice and tall, crown up to the ceiling. You're gonna push your seat. Good. All right, and let's do some work with our hands and with our arms. So with your hands, let's put our hands together. And we're gonna do like a prayer pose. And so you can start up by your nose and then push, try to bring your palms, the bottom of your palms down. So for me, I feel that stretch here. If you are working on, if you've got a lot of tone in one hand and you're working on getting it to open, you could just, rather than going for this right away, which might be challenging to do, to work your way up there, you could try to just put the heel of your palms together. So even if one of your hands is really tight, try to put the heel of your palms together. And even see if you can move that up and down. And you can also do the prayer hands down and then lift them up. Ooh, I'm feeling a nice little stretch there. All right, let's let that loose. Shake out your hands. Let's try to stretch your arms, or let your arms kind of hang at your sides. Good. Let's think about, this is especially for those of you who have a tight fist and you're working on opening that up. Usually what I've seen is that will be on one side of your body. Think about blooming, like opening your fingers, your hands, like they're blooming like flowers. I've been loving my walks around the neighborhood just to check out all the blooming flowers now in springtime. It's so lovely. And as I'm doing this, I realize I'm kind of sinking down, crown straight up to the ceiling. Let's do that blooming, opening your hands, nice and slow. You could also do it just trying to relax your arms at your sides and then bloom, like rolling your fingers down. Good. Let's actually do that with our toes too. So I want you to imagine your toes are like little flowers. Your feet are like little flowers. You can squeeze your feet, curl them in nice and tight, and then let them go. And just feel, how does that feel to open up your toes a little bit? You can wiggle your toes. I can't see your toes. I got these little lion slippers. But you can't probably see my toes on camera anyway, so I'm going to do it one more time. Squeeze them nice and tight, and then open them up, let them go, like they're blooming. All right, let's do a little bit with our arms. So let's imagine that we're kayaking. So we're gonna row on, in a kayak you row on one side, you hold the paddle with both hands, you row on one side and then on the other side. One side and on the other side. Now another way you could do this is put your fists together to kind of help you coordinate the movements, both arms, and it can be lower could do, if you're having trouble moving one arm, you could hold your hand with your other hand and then try to move them together. Row on one side, row on the other side. And if you're feeling inspired, you could double up on one side, row twice on one side, and maybe double up again. This is a milonga, so it's a little faster. We're rowing fast. You could slow it down though, slow motion. So again, go at whatever speed works for you. You could also make this a bigger circle, like you're doing a circle on each side of your body. A circle to my right, a circle to my left. And I can look to the right, look to the left, look to the right, look to the left. Right? Maybe that's confusing because you're probably seeing me going the other opposite way, but look to the side that you're rowing on. And then again, you can double. All right, now let's switch from a kayak to a rowboat. So now we've got 2 oars. And again, if you're having trouble moving one arm or one hand, you could hold hands or fists together or put your hands together like this. So we got options. You could row like this. You could hold one hand and move it with the other, or you could separate them out. We're rowing in a lake past the lily pads. Maybe there are some ducks in the lake. I like to use my imagination. Why not? We could row back. I guess this is probably, oh, maybe you can tell I haven't been in a rowboat for a while. You could row big. No, that doesn't really work, does it? Yeah. Anyway, we'll do more rowing later. That was great. Nice work. All right, let's do a little work with our legs. So let's hug your leg up to you. So this might look different for each of you, but do what you can to make it work for yourself. We're going to give, you can hug under your, or hold under your thigh. Here you go. And just pull your leg up to you. If you feel a little stretch there, that works. You might be able to hug your shin and try to sit nice and tall as you're doing this. So if you're hugging your knee all the way up, then you could hug it straight to you or to like your armpit. That works too. And we can do a little twist. Look over that side. And then we could even twist the other way. And if you're feeling limber, you could cross your leg over and hug it like a big bear hug. And if that's too high, you can always rock your leg lower too. Or pick your leg up like this. We've got options. Just want to kind of loosen up in your hip, back here, and stretching tall, that crown. All right. Let's, while we're at it, while we have our leg up, either like this or under your thigh. Oh, I got a tickle. Let's do circles with your foot. And the other way. And you can slow it down. Now, if you're not able to pick your leg up very high, you could do this just kind of resting your heel on the floor. I don't know if you can see my foot here. If you can just kind of rest your heel on the floor and move your foot as much as you can. All right, let's switch sides. Let's go ahead and grab your under your thigh, or you can hug it up to you. Good, remember straight on or to your shoulder, like your armpit. And let's look over, Stretching nice and tall. I keep forgetting that crown. It's a good reminder. And start looking the other way. Good. And let's hug our leg across. And you can hug it down here. You could hold it like this. Whatever you're feeling, a little stretch. Good. Should hold that for a little bit longer. You can rock it back and forth. And then let's, holding your thigh, the back of your thigh, or with your heel on the ground, let's do little circles. And the other way. Gotta remember those feet because, you know, they're important. Otherwise, they get kind of stiff. All right, let me check. Oh, time-wise here. Yes. Okay. So we have a little more time. Let's go ahead and do our punches. Punch. You can punch straight or punch across. You can double it up or triple. 1, 2. With the music, whatever makes you feel like doing. And let's actually, like we did with our leg, let's hug your arm across. You can give yourself a hug or just pull one arm across. Let's do the other arm. So you pull your arm across, or give yourself a hug. Whatever feels like a good stretch. I'm feeling that right here. So I feel like rocking today. All right, and I don't want to forget our back because I feel like that's really important. So let's do a little bit of shine your chest through and then round your back toward the back of your chair and then forward like a seal stretch and then back and forward, arching your back and curling. I'm holding onto my chair. You can do that to kind of help you get a little more of a stretch, or hold onto your knees. Or maybe you want to reach your arms out when you go back especially, and reach your hands back when you go forward. All right, so our kind of cool down that we always do, has become our routine, is the dance with different parts of your body. So let's start with let's start with our fingers. So you're dancing to this music, however you feel inspired with whichever body part we're focusing on. So fingers, we were blooming, our hands were blooming earlier. And even if your arm is in your lap, see if you can just move your fingers just a little bit and try to time it with the music, whatever feels inspiring to you. One of the beautiful things for me, one of my favorite things about tango dancing is that there are so many ways to interpret the music. There's no right way. As long as it's, you know, related to the music, you want to be having that conversation with the music, but there's not like a certain part of the music that you have to dance to. And you can pause whenever it makes sense to you. You can move whenever it makes sense to you. So with our fingers, let's do our wrists. How about our shoulders? How about your ears? just holding them so you can see my little slippers. Let's dance with our knees. Whatever that looks like for you. And how about your hips? Pause this. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of our seated movement sessions. These were again inspired by my TangoStride students, and we'll keep doing them Fridays at 2 o'clock Seattle time, Pacific Standard Time. So please spread the word. Let me know how it went for you today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I almost forgot, we always do a big group hug in our class, so since we can't gather now in person, let's give a big group hug to everybody that's doing this seated movement session with us today. So stretch your arms, big group hug, and we'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.